Hello, BookTube. I just got back from my local's farmer's market. I did my groceries for the week. I picked up a banana bread iced latte that is delicious. And I think I'm ready to get into my first tag video. So I'm going to be doing the mid-year freakout tag, wrapping up my reading for the first half of the year. I'm going to be doing a bit of an abridged version that I saw on Words of Clover's BookTube channel, where she just kind of summarizes a lot of the questions into one to shorten the tag down a little bit, which is what kind of stuck out to me. So I'm going to be doing that version of the tag, and I'll get right into it. So I'm going to start with my two favorite books of the year so far. The first one is my favorite by far. It's The Will of the Many by James Islington. This is very popular right now on Fantasy BookTube. I actually don't read a lot of high fantasy, and especially not books this big, especially fantasy books, but I saw it recommended on Olive's Book Nook channel, and she was just raving about it, so I decided to take a shot and pick it up, and I tore through this. It's such an amazing, immersive read. It's incredible. It's very easy to follow. The world is so dynamic and well built. So we follow Vis, who is living in the Catanian Republic, or the hierarchy. And in this world, people cede their will, which is essentially their essence and their power, to people above them. So it's almost like a pyramid scheme of power ceding. And we follow him through his times at the academy, at this prestigious school, and he's got kind of a secret life that he's hiding and a mission that he's trying to accomplish while he's at this academy. This book was incredible. I'm dying for the second book to come out. I'm so excited. I also got a signed edition as well, which I'm so excited about, especially because it's my favorite book of the year. I had the original edition, but I gave it away to a good friend for her to read. And I was excited to get this edition as well because I believe the rest of the series is going to be coming out in this new print. So yes, definitely my favorite book of the year so far. I highly recommend, even if you really don't read a lot of fantasy, I know it can look pretty intimidating, but I thought this was a very easy world to dive into, so I can't recommend enough. My second book is a little bit of a different energy, and that's The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. This is a classic, an autobiographical novel by Sylvia Plath that explores mental health and women's lives in the 1960s. So I thought this was really interesting. I read this twice in a row actually, and I just really enjoyed the story. I found it very impactful. I found a lot of her prose was just such a vivid and incredible portrayal of mental health that I really enjoyed, and I can't believe I haven't picked this up before. And I will definitely be going back to it time and time again. So that's another one of my 5-star reads from this year so far. My least favorite book of 2025, I don't have on me. I actually gifted it to a friend already. And I say worst book, it was still a 3-star book. I enjoyed my time reading it. I'm just having a really great reading year actually. So I don't have a lot of bad books that I've read. Severance by Ling Ma is the book. I thought it was fine. It follows Candace Chen through the Shen fever, which rocks the world. It's a form of infection, actually like eerily close to COVID-19, especially because this came out pre-COVID, but it turns its victims into almost a zombie-like state where they just go on with the day-to-day routines of their lives, and it follows her day-to-day life in New York. It's a very interesting and powerful critique of capitalism, and especially how millennials function within the capitalistic system. I thought it was interesting, but even when I was reading it and after I put it down, it didn't make me feel really any way. And I feel even now, I kind of had to go back to the synopsis to remind myself of what happened, because I just found it was very forgettable. I think it would have made a much more impactful short story or novella as opposed to a novel, and it really was short, but it just wasn't impactful for me at all. The next question is some books that I'm anticipating reading in the remainder of 2025. So the first one is a little bit different for me, and it's a graphic novel. This is Lore Olympus. This is a kind of a modern retelling of the Greek gods. It's a beautiful graphic novel in this kind of like lovely watercolor style, as you can see. And I just read my first graphic novel last month. I had a coworker recommend a graphic novel to me, and I loved it. So I went to the bookstore in search of some more graphic novels to expand my horizons, and this was what was recommended to me. So I'm excited to read this specifically, and also just in general dive into the world of graphic novels. My other anticipated read is Sally Rooney's Intermezzo. That's my bird chirping. I hope you guys can't hear it. That's not too much of a nuisance. Sally Rooney is a big favorite of mine. It was Normal People was the first book that I read when I was in high school that wasn't mandated high school reading or YA, romance or fantasy. So it really opened my eyes up to a whole new world of literary and contemporary fiction. I find the more I read Sally Rooney, I find them less and less impactful for me because I'm reading so much other literary and contemporary fiction, but I do still find her prose is very personally impactful for me, in the sense that, you know, when you read a poem or you read prose that it just perfectly describes something that you felt for your whole life, but you've never been able to put it into words before. I find that all of her books kind of bring out that feeling in me, even though they really are, I said this in my last video, all vibes, no plot. Like, there's really not that much going on. I haven't picked up Intermezzo yet because the premise to me just isn't as interesting as some of her other works, like Normal People or Conversations with Friends, but I am excited to read this in the remainder of the year and kind of give you some of my thoughts. My last question is some books that make me happy, or my most beautiful books that I've received in 2025. I lumped this together because they're one and the same. So these books were both Christmas gifts that I received this year that are beautiful, and every time I look at them, they make me think of the person I received them from. So this is a beautiful, I believe it's a painted edition of Jane Eyre by Charlotte Brontë. It's so beautiful. It's got a quote on the back. It says, "I am no bird and no net ensnares me." It's got the gold kind of gilded pages, and I also love the built-in bookmarks as well. This was a Christmas gift from my brother, so I'm very excited to read this book as well. And I think it's just so beautiful. Every time I see it on my shelves, it makes me happy, and I'm excited to explore some more of these editions. I know Book Chat with Pat has I've seen, I think, at least one or two that she has of these that just, they take my breath away every time. So, and then my last book, every year for Christmas, my dad gets me a folio edition of a classic. So this year it's Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. They come in these really nice sleeves. It's got a beautiful cover and spine, and then it also has beautiful illustrations in the book. So here's the end pages. I find the folio editions have great introductions as well. And here's some of the artwork that's included in the pages. I have quite a few folio editions, and I just love them. And they're the kind of thing that I personally would never be able to justify the expense, but they're beautiful Christmas gifts, and my collection of these is slowly starting to grow. So yeah, those make me very happy. So thank you again for watching my mid-year freakout tag. If you haven't done the tag, I tag you. Please do it. These are some of my favorite videos to watch right now, and I really appreciate everyone who commented on my last video. I appreciate all of your support for my introduction to BookTube. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks, BookTube.